with exactly 1 week to go before the Europa League final against Feyenoord in Poland. Today, it's a matter of finishing as high as we can in the Premier League. Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Gunning for the Top. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have games against West Brom in the Premier League and Wolves. Our last two games, both away from home, and that's what we're facing today. These two games. West Brom have just been relegated as it is from the Premier League. Let's have a quick look at the league table. As you'll see, they've been relegated 25 points, having only won 5 games this season. They've drawn 10, notably against Manchester United, Tottenham, Chelsea. In fact, they've drawn against Chelsea twice there. So Chelsea not having a good season against West Brom. Let's hope we have a better day with them today. I think we did beat them. Not showing all the 21 games there, obviously not in either of those lists. So Chelsea have been confirmed as Champions League spot. Now, I've checked the criteria for Champions League positions for next season, and I think having won the FA Cup, I'm pretty sure in saying, reading the criteria, we should actually qualify for a Champions League. So I'm not sure why that's not gone to Champions League. You will actually see that West Ham, it has actually gone down now to West Ham being a European place, but they're not guaranteed that at the moment, I think, because Everton still have a chance to. The 7th finishing side will qualify, and I think that's because we've actually got that slot there. So if we get that slot, then it really is 3 will qualify for the Europa League, and these 4 will qualify for the Champions League. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes, but we'll see anyway as the episode progresses. I think this next game will sort a lot of that particular process out and see where we end up. So it's through to the first game then, which is against West Bromwich Albion. And this is the team that we've selected for the game against West Bromwich Albion. A big churnage of players again. Leno in goal, as always. Kozenak, David Luiz, Chambers and Cedric in defence. Partey and Elney in central midfield. And Nelson Ceballos and Lacazette comes back in on the right-hand side. And Nikita continues up front on the bench. We've got Runnison, Holding, Maitland-Niles, Willen, Murray, Willock and Idaho. We have rested a number of players ahead of the Champions League game and possibly the next game in the Premier League as well. But that's the side that we are playing West Brom against. And as always now, we get the team news. Right, so outstretched arms. We can't do that. Pump fist maybe. Yep. I think that's done, but that's not done a great deal to them. Alright, we have a tunnel that has the positive side around the club, contributed to a strong run of form. Support the players are happy, enjoy football. Are you concerned that a defeat could see morale in the squad plummet? We'll talk about morale is high, and I plan to keep it that way. Pepe is tipped to be in with a shot of being named English Player of the Year. How do you rate his chances? Deserves to be in the discussion, clearly. So Hawthorns then for this game. One other game going on today. Oh, didn't mean to do that. One other game going on today. Manchester United, Aston Villa are the other game. And obviously that is quite key to how we end up going into the final day of the season. Nelson with a free kick and a headed goal. Callum Chambers scores his first goal of the season, which very timely to score that first goal. 20 minutes gone, and it puts us in a good position. We'll have a look at the league table again when it comes round. Question of offside here, obviously. No way. He was well onside when it came out. And Manchester United gone into the lead as well. In fact, they've gone 2-0 up. Quite sure what's going on there. Just wide. Didn't see if that's sorted out. Didn't have a long enough eyeball at that. Right, the ball back to Leno. Leno now to David Luiz. David Luiz forward to Elney. Chambers. Chambers finds Lacazette. Lacazette to Elney. Back to Lacazette. Cabellos. Cabellos going on a run now. And he's going to look to try and cross this at some point or other. He makes the cross, and the header just wide by Thomas. Just wider. That squeezed it wider, that post. We are in fourth behind Manchester United. They are 3-0 up against Aston Villa now. I think we're likely to finish in fourth unless last day of the season something major happens. Throw in Chambers to Lacazette. Chambers been booked now by the looks of it. Cedric to Elney. Elney fires it into the side netting via the post, I think it was. His fifth goal of the season. And we are 2-0 up right on half time. Cushioned header back by Lacazette. And Cedric, here we go. Elney across. In fact, Elney just fires it in. Found a gap through the defence and boomf. So pretty much one-sided affair so far. Maybe that's why West Brom are going down. Right. Keep it up, lads. We will be looking to rest a couple of players as we get through to about 60 minutes. Chambers now with the ball inside to David Luiz, who misses it completely, and Robson Kanu is on a counter, but Leno narrowed the angle and prevented the shot. They have a corner though, and Chambers heads it back out, and the ball comes back in and over the top. Goal kick. And here we'll see the highlight again of how Robson Kanu couldn't convert that shot. And David Luiz stopped him going right, which probably put him on the wrong foot as it turned out. Chambers now, and he's not got the ball out. Grant has fired and got one back for West Brom. So a shout here to demand more. We can do without a draw here, otherwise that will really put a dent in the tank. Not what the doctor ordered. Right, time to have a look and make some changes of these tired legs out there. Who do we take off? Right, who's not playing particularly well? Cabellos. Do we have a replacement for him? Willen can come on. And then Kolzanak can be replaced by Murray. And we'll leave it at that for a minute. One of these other players is going to have to come off. And they have the highlight. Nelson picks the ball up. Thomas to Murray. Murray now looking for Nelson again. Nelson, can he get the cross in? No, he's pushed it back to Murray. Murray gets the ball in, and it's flicked on by Nikita. Only his 8th goal of the season, but yep, puts us 3-1 up, and from being in control to letting it slip a little bit, puts us back into control. Nikita had to move slightly for that ball, but he got it, and yeah, he's onside when the ball comes back in, and perfect. They have a throw in now. Ball cleared, but only as far as Harper. David Luiz now heads the ball out of defence, but only again to them. And Robinson has got their second. Callum Robinson, 3rd goal of the season for him, and again puts us under a bit of pressure. And again, I think a lot to do with tired legs out there. So we've got to try and hang on to this now. Right. Let's have a look. Perhaps been holding on for David Luiz, and we'll confirm him as the change. What we also want to do, we can't do it for the minute, we can now, is if we go to positive and demand more, just to keep them ticking over. Number of tired legs out there now, as once again, Diang getting the better of Cullum, I think it is, on that far side. You've got to make sure he's got the tackle in, but it's still there, and they have got the equaliser. And a dropped point here will finish it off, because and I really can't blame the players. I think they're just dead on their feet out there, and that snuck in. Leno probably should have turned that round the corner and didn't. And with 85 minutes gone and so many tired players out there, I think we have pretty much had it. We go back up to attacking, and I have a final demand for more. But the problem is, I don't think they have any more in there to give. They have a corner and danger of losing this game altogether now. And I think there's a penalty against us. A penalty review. And, yep, a penalty against us. So, looks like we're going to lose this against West Brom. Oh, and Leno saved it. Terrific save from Leno. Could save our blushes. Corner comes in again from Diang. Or will do. Only getting it clear this time without any... Look at that. Wonderful. Got that down, got his hand to it, and saved the day. So, I think we've got to outstretch our arms or hands on hips, and you were unlucky tonight. I think that's fair. Tiredness definitely played a part of that. So I think that has pretty much finished any chance we have of third place. I think we are going to end up in fourth, as it turns out. Manchester United now pretty much cemented that unless they lose and we win the last game of the season, in which case we will overtake them on goal difference. So still there for the taking. As it stands, let's have a look at the table. Yep, nothing else guaranteed there, as we can currently see. So let's go through to that final game of the season at Molineux against Wolves. And you come back and join us really at quite a key point in the season. Obviously today is all about us confirming a position in the Champions League for next season. But what is also, I hadn't realised, is also extremely interesting. Liverpool and Chelsea are playing one another. How can the whole season come down to one game? And it's first playing second. Chelsea have a slightly better goal difference, and they are only 2 points behind Liverpool. If Liverpool lose, Chelsea are playing them. It's really it's almost like a final of the Premier League. Liverpool, Chelsea. If Chelsea win it, then they are confirmed as champions, and Liverpool will end up in second place. Wow, how does it come down to that? That is the question at this point in the season. Right, we will be back in just a second with the team for our final game against Wolves. We're just going to do through the tactical meeting and set up, and we will be right back. And here we are with the team that we've selected to play Wolves. Leno in goal, Tierney, Gabriel, Chambers and Bellerin back on the right hand side. I think he can only play about 45 minutes though over that side. Let's just double check. Should be more monitored accordingly, so we'll just keep an eye on him. Cabellos, Elney, Abangamang, Willen and Nelson in the attacking midfield, and Nikita continues up front. Renarsson, Maitland-Niles, Partey, Edouard, Holding, Willock and Lacazette are on the bench. I think Abangamang continues to be rested. In fact, I can't see him, which is a bit of a worry. Probably because I've rested him. But he should theoretically be back for the Europa League final game. Bellerin, I think we're only going to play through to about half time. We will actually do a change for him at half time just because. So that's important change for that. So that's the team that we're going to play against Wolves. And as is usual, there is the team list for the game against and through to the dressing room we go. And what are we going to say to them? Outstretched arms. What can we say with outstretched arms? I want to ignore recent praise and regard. That's about the only thing we can say. We're going to pump fist then. If we win today, we get a qualifying spot to go out there. We've been saying that for about the last half a dozen games. Go out there and give these fans a win. I expect to win here, so we can move into a qualification spot. We could just go for this one at the top. Everybody seems composed. It's not really given us if you're already qualified for the Europa League but could see a Champions League berth, yours are confident ahead of kick-off. We put ourselves in the best possible position. We'll see it through. Wolves' recent struggles have them in 18th place. Is this a chance to pull on misery? We should be in a position to beat them, but we'll have to work hard. It's definitely an opportunity for us to show what we're capable of. They do the same to us, so I'm showing no mercy in trying to win here. I think that's the team talk. And so it comes down to the final game of the season. As you said, they've only won one game in the last 5. We've drawn 2 in the last 5, which is a bit of concern, but as I say, we're really, really tired. And there's the table before the start of the match. And the Chelsea-Man United game is the one we'll be keeping an eye on. Game is underway. We have a throw-in. Bellerin with the throw-in is headed out by Wolves, and they have a counter-attack on here. We ought to be very careful not to concede anything, but the ball backwards was a bit wayward. Willen has the ball. He cuts inside to Cabellos. Nikita, he scored after 5 minutes. His 9th goal of the season. Puts us 1 up. And we can calm our nerves very, very slightly now. Brilliant counter-attack, really. Willen to Cabellos. Cabellos, first time, puts it into the path of Nikita, and he just slots it home without any more to do. Leno to Chambers. Chambers to Gabriel. Gabriel inside to Cabellos. Cabellos to Tierney. Tierney now moves forward and has lost the ball. And Wolves coming on a counter-attack. Tierney nearly gets the ball back. And the match engine stuttering a little bit. Not sure the computer's doing its job. It's not much hardship on the CPU, so not quite sure what's going on, but that's a bad ball. And Raul puts it wide, thankfully. Not quite sure what was going on here. Leno, not one of his best kicks out. Ruben Neves forward, and then Raul has the shot and thankfully misses a plum. Right, we're trying to come out from the back again here. Chambers, Leno, Gabriel, out to Elney. Elney back to Gabriel, to Cabellos. Cabellos, and he's missed the ball again. We're going to need to tell them to butt their ideas up in a minute. Leno is equal to it, and Leno is equal to it again. Woof. Right, time for a shout for sure here, and the shout is going to be, get on. What are you doing? It's gone out for a corner, and we're only in this game still because of Leno. Headed ball out by Willen. Well, here we are again. This is the highlight, the replay. Leno saves that and then scrambles across the ground to save a second time when it looked likely that he was just going to go around the outside of him and plant it in the back of the net. Come on, guys, we need a second goal here for sure. They're not done for yet. And Tierney now. Back to Gabriel. Gabriel inside to Tierney. All the way back to Leno. And Leno finds Chambers. Chambers looking for Bellerin. Bellerin now comes forward with the ball. Out to Nelson. Nelson inside to Willen. Willen puts it in the path of Nikita. And he gets his second of the game. Our second. 22 minutes gone. And a little bit of daylight between us and them now. That's put us in a reasonable position here. Willen into the path of Nikita. And no gap down the right side of the goalkeeper. Puts it down the left side. Just tucks it gently in the goal. Tierney now with the long throw to Cabellos after the defender heads it out. Elney back out to Tierney. Tierney with the cross in. And a Bangamang just over the top. I thought a Bangamang was being rested. How did I miss that? Okay. Did somebody change the team when I wasn't looking? Go back to watch the highlight and see whether I actually did actually mention him at the outset, because if I did, oh dear. Chambers to Bellerin, Bellerin to Willen. Willen then comes inside. Willen across to Bangamang. Cabellos into Nikita, who gets his hat-trick. 3-0, and that means at half-time we can certainly be making some changes for the second half. Nikita, 11th goal of the season, and fine counter-attack. Bangamang, part of it. Path of Nikita again, and he's got his hat-trick. And the highlight continues from kickoff. Either we're going to score a fourth goal or they're going to get one back. But ball out now with Nelson. Nelson, who nearly lost out, but Elney has given the ball away. Chambers with the ball, and he's given the ball away, but only as far as Elney. Willen, Nikita. Nikita to Elney. Elney pushes it out for Nelson, but Nelson's not going to get there. And Wolves win the ball back. And the header forward, but nobody there. Chambers to Tierney. Tierney with a long ball forward for Nikita, who's going to get his fourth. Our fourth. Nikita's fourth. And what can you say about that? Tierney with this long ball forward over the top, and Nikita just hits it first time, and the goalkeeper's not getting anywhere near that. So where are we? Let's have a look. Manchester United are playing Tottenham. Liverpool, Chelsea are still 0-0, but Mount has missed a penalty after 5 minutes. They may rue that loss. As it stands, say Manchester United, Tottenham 0-0, and we could do with Tottenham scoring, because that means we will go up into third as it stands. I think no, we can't go up into third, can we? Yes, we can. We will go up into third on goal difference, if that is the case. So half an hour gone, and the afternoon is getting very interesting. Ruben Neves trying to get one in, but Leno wasn't having anything to do with that. He's playing really well today, and an ever-present throughout the season. Leno. Nelson's going out to pick this ball up on the near side here, and he's lost the ball. We are up to third. Tottenham have scored that goal pretty much after I said it, and we are in third on goal difference. Which is splendid. And half time comes. And what can you say about that? Nikita. And definitely outstretched arms, happy with how things are going, without any shadow of a doubt. One thing we did say we were going to do is we were going to do some changes, which I think we will do as we are so far in front. We will take Bellerin off and bring Maitland-Niles on for Bellerin. We can't risk him, and likewise with a Bangamang we'll bring on Edouard, and we will stop at that for the moment. Liverpool Chelsea still 0-0. Sorry, Liverpool Chelsea still 0-0. And out the back, Chambers to Elney, and then Gabriel to Tierney. Tierney forward looking for Nikita. Nikita's got robbed, and they are on a counter attack, but Leno isn't going to let that one in, not today. And we are still in third place as it currently stands. I didn't see what the Tottenham score was. Wolves on the counter attack here, and they have got one back. And a goal review being checked, and the goal has been disallowed. They haven't got one back, as it turns out. My watch is vibrating. Yeah, offside. Whoa. So good defence line there. Has put us back into a good position. And 82 minutes gone. I hadn't realised time had been travelling on here. We do need... Who's coming off? Willen, I think, purely because he needs a rest. But I would have rested him earlier had I been paying attention. And things hadn't been travelling on. And they definitely in this time. No, but Leno has prevented them from getting in. The ball cleared to Nelson on the far side there. Nelson has lost the ball. He's not had a best of afternoons out on that wing. Again, I think he's tired. And this is a replay of the opportunity from Neto, but Leno was equal to it. Maitland-Niles with the clearance to Nelson. And as it currently stands, Tottenham still beating Manchester United by a goal to nil, which means we're still in third place. And Liverpool now beating Chelsea by a goal to nil, which means that Liverpool will be crowned champions. We have a throw-in right over in the corner flag. Chambers with the throw-in to Elney. Maitland-Niles now. And Manchester United have equalised, which has pooped our party. And we're finished here. Wolves finishing on a 4A, really, as we got tired. But we were far enough in advance to manage to get past them. And very happy with the way you played. Such a positive result, must have gone down well, and the players getting off day off as a result. You've once again come up with a supremely impressive victory. What was the reaction of this result? It's absolutely superb win. And there we are. We do qualify for the Champions League, have qualified for the 2021 Champions League, securing a top 4 finish in the Premier League. We had done for some while. I'm not quite sure why it hadn't allowed us to do that. We won the competition for all good stories. Board set initial budgets. So they've come up with an initial wage budget of 3.2 million. How does that fit for this year? I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it's that... Is that what we're currently on? So the wage budget stays pretty much the same, and we've got £92 million transfer, so we can do some business this year. Europa League place goes. Arsenal will not be taking the Europa League place via the FA Cup this season after qualifying for the Champions League. A place will instead go to the next Premier League team instead. I think that will be West Ham, unless that's got changed hands. We'll have a look in a minute at the final league table. Nikita on form. We're going to shake his hands. He was superb in front of goal. Well done. Let's have a look at this final league table. And there we are. In fact, West Ham did drop out of that 7th place. Everton taking the 7th place. So it's Champions League for these 4. Europa League for Manchester City and Aston Villa, and the Europa Conference League, or Europa League 2 for Everton, who finish up in 7th place. Fulham, Southampton and West Brom all relegated. Liverpool, as I said, were champions in the end, and we were a point behind Manchester United, and for a while in that third place, which would have been a fantastic finish. But it wasn't to be, as it turns out. So that's how we end up the first season of our save with Arsenal. I was going to say Manchester United then. Liverpool crowned champions. We're going to send around to do that. Collective bonuses are paid out. I'll acknowledge him. We'll be doing some transfer activity for sure. And I think that pretty much brings our first season with Arsenal to a close. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I hope it's been reasonably exciting for you. If you have, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Keep up to date with future episodes and the series, any series that are due to be released. New episodes are currently released every Tuesday and Thursday here on this particular series at 4:15 p.m. And why not follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2 for all the updates on this channel and more. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, we have the end of season review and also the transfer special coming up very, very soon, but that will be after the Europa League final, which is in our next episode, so look out for that. We'll see you next time. Bye now.